welcome back. You're with Kay and Crystal, Small Business Sorted podcast. And today we're talking about a really interesting topic, which is managing your business through tough times or managing yourself through tough times as well, right? It's not always just your business might be fine, but you may not be fine. But I was just, Kay and I were just talking a minute ago, and her cat had to be put into a kennel. What do you call it?
It's a pet hotel.
A pet hotel, yes. And for 5 days. But anyway, Kay was just telling me the suite that she booked.
Well, yes. I booked the three-tier penthouse with a garden view. As I do, because my cats are my kids.
It's really sweet. I just love the way they market it. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And then you were saying that you took all these.
Well, as I say, we nearly had to take a trailer with us to get all the stuff there. We took a bed, a blanket. We took a scratching lounge. I took the top of a box of paper. You know, like you get from Office Works. The lid.
Yeah.
Because he likes to sleep in the lid of the box rather than sleep on his bed or on his blanket or anything else. And we also took some cat grass. So I don't know if they thought we were silly. We are silly, but
no. Well, I've got a cat, and we put her into the cat kennel or whatever hotel, I guess. But it's nice to know that they're safe while you're away too, right? And that's the whole reason for it. But there's big business out there with pets, isn't there?
There is.
So we were talking about tough times going through business, and I thought it was quite relevant right now. And we're talking about like the macro level, which is you and your little business or your business, and how that gets affected in tough times. And then you've kind of got the macro level, which is sort of the government and Australia and stuff, and how we're doing in tough times. And then we kind of have the world sort of view as to what's happening around the world. And all of these little things can impact us. Sometimes it may not impact us in a bad way. Sometimes there's a win. So there's often little wins that you can, in tough times, that there's opportunities for lots of different things to come out. You know, if you think about COVID, we now have work from home, right, which is something no one did much of before.
True.
And we've got Zoom, and all this sort of stuff. We've had technology has improved dramatically just from that COVID lockdown. So not all things are bad, and not all economies are bad either. So I'm just saying, though, but we are experiencing a bit of a tough time at the moment with petrol pricing and work. You know, the cost of living has definitely gone up. We all have felt that. And the higher interest rates are impacting a lot of people around Australia as well, and businesses, right? So, what are your thoughts on this topic,
Actually, my immediate thoughts at this minute in time are, I'm a member of the Mazda MX-5 Club of New South Wales, and we have just had a national meetup in the Hunter Valley. Yeah. And obviously a few weeks ago, before Christmas, we didn't have a petrol crisis. But now, well, just before we actually left to get to do the runs, obviously petrol has now become expensive, and it's not scarce yet, but we were certainly worried we might have to actually cancel the whole thing because A, petrol's expensive, B, we thought we might not be able to get the petrol.
To get home, right?
Well, exactly. And C, other people, it's almost like a moral thing. Would we feel right driving around in our Mazda MX-5s in the Hunter Valley when people are suffering and can't get petrol? Yeah. In actual fact, it didn't, or it hasn't yet got to that stage. We did go on our little trip. Yeah. It's certainly that's how it's affected me so far. The latest crisis. I'm sure there'll be other effects that'll and
look, it affects us all in different ways, doesn't it? And I think I might just go back to the mental health. I feel that when there's a lot of bad news, right? So, we've got the war, we've got this, we've got that, we've got the budget. I feel like there's often we get oversaturated with bad news, and that can actually affect our mindset. Yeah. And even though our business might be trading okay, but if we are affected quite badly and we take our eye off off what's happening in the business, or we get a bit more sort of not depressed, but we feel it, and we just like worry more, or we don't sleep better. All of that impacts everything in your life and also your health. And I feel like sometimes we just have to just be aware of, are you scrolling too much and then your feeds are just picking up all the doomsday stuff, or you're listening to the news too much. I know my mum, God bless her, when she was alive, she watched the news morning, noon, night, afternoon. I mean, that news was coming on every hour. Right? And she used to be I just stopped watching your news, and she used to be my, did you see that, Crystal? So whenever there was a real problem, I used to get it from my mum. But now, we do need to be aware of things. But I do feel that mental wellness and mental health is something we really have to be we need to be aware of it, and we need to catch ourselves. And there's a saying where you need to stand guard at the entry of your mind to what you allow to go in.
Yeah. Talking about tough times, like you said, don't have to be necessarily things from the outside affecting you. They can be relationships, abusive relationships can be a tough on you. Other family members may be sick. That affects you.
It affects your business badly too.
You may have difficult children. I know I had a client who had a difficult child, which didn't help. She's trying to run a business and she's got family issues. So that's also comes under the heading, I guess,
of difficult times, right?
Difficult climate, difficult times.
And different industries go through difficult times too, don't they?
True. Yes.
There's industries at the moment where, your profession may be getting replaced by AI.
Yes.
And that is definitely happening around the country for different sectors.
Yes.
And so that is difficult times. If you've got a business that's very reliant on that, and, I'm just thinking marketing and social media posts and that, I mean, that I would be pretty worried if I was in a business of that right now, because everybody could get beautiful posts, and your using whole Canva strategy can be done quite quickly on a lot of this new AI. Yes. But you're absolutely right. So I think it's about putting the tough times or difficult times into perspective, and just also, so mindset is one. Now, what can happen in a business if we just go down to that? What can happen in a business during difficult times? What are some of the signs?
You start losing money.
You start losing money, so no profit maybe?
No profit, yep. You could also end up working too hard or too much or too many hours to try and rectify. You may think that will rectify the situation, that will solve the problem.
Yes.
Likely it will not. Yes. Likely it will just make it worse. So what you really have to do is examine the situation and analyze it and find out what is wrong. If you're not making a profit, is it because you're not getting enough clients? Is it you put your prices down too much because you think putting your price down will make you more money, when it doesn't necessarily? It just might mean you're working harder. But you really need to sit down and take a look, take stock. Take stock. Not just your figures, just the whole situation.
I guess something else you could add in there is if the cost of goods or the cost to produce something has gone up quite significantly, but you haven't adjusted your pricing, or you're honouring a tender or a quote, and you're out of pocket a lot, that probably wouldn't be sustainable. And that can be very stressful, right?
Yes.
So you would have to have a conversation with that person, or perhaps stop the work. I don't know. There'd be like, you'd have to come up with a different, but you would need to know how you're tracking. And so understanding your figures.
Yeah, first of all, understanding, once you know what the problem is, dealing with it, not ignoring it. And if you do have to put your prices up, then knowing how to communicate that to your clients and when to communicate that. I think that's an issue that a lot of people have at the moment.
Yes.
They know they need to put their prices up because of the petrol prices have gone up.
I think, would you be worried about losing clients?
You would be worried about losing clients, yes. You would be worried. And you may lose some clients. But if they're not going to pay you enough money to make a profit, then there's no point in having those clients. It's making tough decisions.
Yes, you've got to
tough decisions.
Be ready to make the tougher decisions, aren't you, in your business?
I'm going to mention something that's just sprung to mind. Xero.
Oh, Xero. We're back on Xero again.
We're back on Xero again. Sorry, my mind works that way. I have had issues with
oh my God.
They've been down a lot.
Last week, right?
And
was that 3 days down?
I don't know how many days down it was.
It felt like a long time.
And the problem is, if you're a bookkeeper, so I'm going back to
your bookkeeper, yeah.
bookkeeping
Typical
as well.
times, yeah.
And you use Xero and only Xero.
Yeah.
What do you do for those 3 days?
Yeah.
You can't work. You can't work on clients' books. You can't do payroll for clients. There'd be ways but you have to look at the situation and go, what can I do? It's not about what I can't do. What can I do? Well, you may have some procedures you need to write.
Yes.
For those outsourcing people that you use that we spoke about in the previous podcast. You may need to do some filing. You may need to do some training on some new software.
You could call your clients and have a chat.
You could call your clients and have a chat. So think about, don't think about all the things you can't do, which unfortunately on Facebook lately there's been a lot of stuff about. It's all negative. There's a few people who've posted some nice positive comments.
Right.
Xero are attempting to
big
refund.
Damage control for them, isn't it?
Yeah, but as I say, it's a difficult time for Xero too.
Yeah.
And look at what you can get out of it, what you can do, what's positive, because it's not going to be a long-term thing.
Yeah.
What can you do in the meantime?
Yeah.
Look at on the bright side.
Right side.
There's a thing on TV as well at the moment. They call it on the bright side.
Yeah, I think so.
At the end of the news.
I don't watch the news, so you tell me.
I usually watch the news and then I switch it off when it gets at the end. But anyway,
be careful of that news. But I think that what you're saying there was a very good example. So you're already feeling kind of like a bit uncertain about the future, right? And I know the government and whatever they've got going on at the moment and whether we're going to have enough fuel in the country, all that. That all sits in the back of our mind, right? And then you've got the Xero thing that comes in, which probably would have affected thousands of people across the world. These are the things that happen in life. And often when things happen, when you have a few things happen, it kind of, what do they say? It doesn't pour, it doesn't rain, it pours. So if one thing's wrong, then a whole lot of other stuff goes wrong. And sometimes it can just feel very, very overwhelming when all of that happens. So, and that's what we're trying to say here too, is that you're not alone, are you?
No.
There are many, many other businesses. What could somebody do if they are feeling a bit down or they are feeling like a bit overwhelmed in their business? What could they do? Do you
eat a bar of chocolate? I don't know. What could they do? I would talk to other business owners. I'd get in touch with people, who are in the same boat. That's what I personally would do. I don't know what you would do.
I think, talking to other people and just knowing that, just hearing similar stories is more comforting. You could speak with your accountant, I guess, because they would probably be hearing lots of different things. I know you're shaking your head.
No, I don't. I'm just being silly.
But they could be, especially if you're worried about something or cash flow, or you're not understanding something.
Talk to your bookkeeper.
Talk to your bookkeeper. You could talk to a business coach as well, but I feel like, or you could go to a networking group and meet other business owners there. If you're feeling isolated, do the opposite. And I think if taking no action is always a big concern, because I guess one of the things whenever you have a difficult time in life, it's the little steps, the little actions you take then start to get that momentum going and get you moving and getting you working towards the right solutions or the right decisions to make.
Something that I'm thinking about now is the Tradie Wives Facebook page. I think that's a place where people talk to other tradie wives about issues that they're having now. And I think the reason that's so successful is that everyone can relate.
Yes.
To
the circumstances that other people are going through.
Yes. So, and there's help there.
Yeah. So and some of that feedback in there, some's helpful, some not so helpful, but you could take some points out of that too, I guess.
Yeah. Yes, absolutely. So you're not alone.
No, you're not alone. And I'm sure there's other chats and other groups that you could join and do as well.
Yes.
I think when tough times are, like we say, they're external and they're internal, but the internal, what the things that you can work like on your business, or the things that can really make you feel worse in tough times, is that lack of clarity around your numbers. And so if you are not aware of what's happening in your business or your numbers, this might be a good time to get some help on how to understand them, because understanding what your position is right now and what you can do to take, because, having information, knowing the truth, good, bad, and ugly, is a better place to be than kind of not knowing and putting your head in the sand.
Correct.
So nice to put your head in the sand, isn't it? But sometimes you have to know, don't you? And I think that's one area. Definitely pricing, like we've just spoken about, that is another area in business where we do need to review our pricing. We need to increase it if it's costing us more.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people understand that.
Yes.
If your sales are down or your leads coming in are down, be aware of that, but maybe look at other areas of opportunity that you could go into. You might have a breathing space right now, so you can actually review that sort of stuff. What do you think?
Yes, no, I totally agree. Totally agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the other one is, you mentioned your systems and your this could be, if you were thinking of putting in a new system in your business, like a new job management system, or changing your accounting system, or bringing in a new CRM, or this is the perfect time to actually introduce that, right? Because everything's not right. So, or just bring it in, and you never know, that might give you more visibility.
Save you time.
Save you
time.
Might
save you costs.
Reduce your costs. The obviously reducing costs is a big one in uncertain times, is reviewing. The one thing, I remember you talking about this, but that one thing around subscriptions.
I was going to say, I know what you're going to say now. You're going to say subscriptions. But it's very true. How many of us, we get, even us doing this podcast,
yes,
how many subscriptions between us we suggested we get that we sort of need, but sort of don't.
Yeah.
We've got a Sprout, we've got Opus Clip for doing the clips. You've got another one that you took on.
Opus Clip. There was,
which was the one that you took on that you're paying for, basically. Yeah. But there's so many out there too. They're like little.
They're all handy.
They get dangled in front of our nose, and we almost
only
can't.
Like $15 a month.
Yeah, but every $15 adds up. I've actually got a board at home.
Do you?
I've got a whiteboard and I've got subscriptions at the top.
And you list them all down?
I list them all down, how much they cost per month. So that I'm very much aware of what I've got when I have to pay for them, and more importantly, do I still need them?
Well, I know a lot of my subscriptions, when I look in my business, that it's becoming a significant part of my business, and I know I need them. Some of them, but I'm sure there's some there that I don't need. But then you can add your Netflix, you can add your Amazon Prime, you can add your,
That's right, my husband pays for those.
Well, but you add all those up,
yes,
right?
Absolutely.
And then there's ones that are sitting, say, in your Apple store that you no longer use, but they still just automatic renewal. So I think there's a huge opportunity for everybody to have a list of what you have and where they are, and you could see them on your statements, can't you?
Yeah.
The other thing that is the communication. So you can improve communication during this time. Often when we're busy and we forget about keeping in touch with our our really good clients, you know, the clients that have been with us a long time, or perhaps some of our bigger clients, and maybe our relationship hasn't been, I mean, the relationship's good, but maybe our communication to them has dropped a little bit. There could be, you know, contacting your end users and asking them how they found your business and ask for feedback where you can improve. You know, these are the little things that you could take as positive steps to build your business into an even stronger business. And often going back to basics, as I've always said, is a really good place. So in times of difficulty, whether it's, you know, global, macro, or even if it's just something that's happened in your life, taking the business back to basics is often a really, really good way to go. So what would be some of the basics that you would look at if you were going back to basics?
I would look at how I'm operating, whether it's efficient, whether I think it's efficient. I'd look at all my costs. You know, I'd look at my pricing to see, am I charging enough? And analyze that. I'd look at my client base to see, as a bookkeeper, when you first start up, you tend to just take on anybody. And as you grow, you realize, I can't remember, we used to call them A, B, C, or D clients.
Yes, we did.
Yes. And you look at that list and you go, well,
how do I get some more A clients? Right?
More A, and I don't, those D ones, they're not helping me. They're not helping my mental health. They're not helping my productivity. They're not helping my profitability. I'm just sort of doing it now just because they're still there. So unfortunately, you may have to let some clients go. But then you make room for the better clients and new clients, the ones that will basically pay you more money, I guess. But, you know, the ones that are more rewarding to work with. Now, that's a service-based business. I'm not sure about I
think it applies across many businesses. We all need customers, right? So we all have good customers and, you know, the E-style customers that take up a lot of our time and money, but they don't always pay well, or they may not buy as much, you know?
And back to tradie wise again, but there was a question on there about someone had quoted, you know, a job, and then the client had come back and gone, you know, can you reduce it? And then they had, and then they'd come back and said, can you, I don't know, reduce it some more or whatever? And the question was, how much do I
reduce it?
What do I do? And most people just went,
enough's enough.
Enough's enough.
Yeah,
enough is enough. So, even if it's difficult times, taking on that client that isn't going to make you money.
Take a lot of your time, but it'll make you money.
Isn't worth it. It's not the way to go. Just maybe you're in the wrong business. Maybe you need to change your business. But at least you'll be able to, if you look at your figures, you will be able to work out. Is that what I should do, or what should I do?
And I think following up on your outstanding monies, like that would be back to basics. You know, how often are you following up on invoices?
I should have thought about that first. But I didn't.
No, you didn't. You thought about A, B, C, D, E.
Yes, I did.
But I think doing the following up on your outstanding, I don't know if it was on TradingWise or another area, but there was somebody who was saying that they didn't realize it because they'd been so busy and had taken they were growing. They'd taken on a couple of new areas, and they had forgotten to follow up on some of the outstanding monies, and they had close to $200,000 sitting in outstanding monies. And I just went, whoa, no wonder you got a cash flow problem. So so I think going back to basics. So outstanding monies for me, follow that up, get that money in. What are your terms with people? If there's very slow payers, you know, you could do that outstanding monies over a whole year if you want and see exactly which months, and start off with the more recent ones and then work your way through, because the older they are, the less chance you've got of getting that money. But introducing maybe like a direct debit system, or you take a deposit, or you take you pay 50% up front,
Yes.
or
Yes.
you pay at completion of job. What's wrong with that? Or completion of service.
Yes.
You know, what's wrong with that?
Yeah, yeah.
And then the other thing is getting back to, you know, what your staff hours are. Are your staff being productive? Are your staff, because of the environment they're feeling, maybe their mindset isn't great and they might be working, you know, at less, their capacity has
Yes.
gone down. Those basics that make you money, go back to what those are.
Go back to basics.
Getting your quotes out fast.
Yes.
Get them out within 24 hours.
I
Don't
think,
take 3 weeks.
Listening to your husband, Jim, that's a big thing, getting quotes out quickly to people. And it sounds, I mean, if your quote gets there first, it's just a good thing if your quote gets there before everybody else's does.
You've got a better chance of it winning,
yes,
right?
Absolutely.
I just had I was speaking with a client this week, and he'd gone out to look at he'd gone out to look at the house, and he sort of spoke to the person there, and he said, look, it's a very big job. It was inside and out, or the painting, I think it was. And he said, look, I'll come back to you. Just give me a few days, like give me a week, right? And I'll get back. And the woman said, yeah, no problem. Take your time. I'm only going to be looking at this, closer to August, September. So he went home and he was sort of doing it, but not in a rush, right? Yeah. And he rang her just to clarify something. And she said, oh, I've been waiting for your quote. True story.
Yeah.
And I've already got 2 others.
Oh, wow.
And he goes, oh, my God. He said, I thought she'd given me permission to take my time to do it.
Yeah.
And I said, you can never, ever, ever expect that. And I think if you could get your quotes out first before anybody else, yes, some people may never send them in, but if you could get those out super fast, how impressed are you as a client?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Love it.
Don't you? I would love it too. Yeah.
Something else that I liked, and I'm probably digressing a bit, about Hire a Hubby is the fact that you get people to do Google reviews when you finish the job.
Yes.
By leaving, I think you've got some cards or something.
Yeah, we've got like a little pamphlet. So just as a bit of context, we've got a couple of, in Jim and I, we've got a couple of Hire a Hubby franchises as well. Plug for Hire a Hubby. But what we do is we actually have a little sheet of paper, and it's just got we've been at your house. So often clients aren't always at the house.
That's nice too.
Yeah, and it's just got who worked there, the date it was done, and then we ask for if you have any feedback for us, please. This is our number and everything. And then we also have the Google, the QR code, and they can actually take a picture and just do it right there and then. And we probably get about 3 or 4 months from that. Yeah. We probably do about, I don't know how many jobs we do, but it's a lot, like probably 200-300 jobs a month. But to get that sort of continuous Google reviews, that definitely helps you get more leads,
good
right?
Reviews, it gives you good leads. That's what I'm saying. So, this is something else that in hard times you can think about implementing things like this.
Yes.
That will hopefully bring you more leads in the future.
The idea of focusing on the customer and getting everything to the customer the way the customer would like it.
Yeah.
So if you put yourself in the customer's shoes, what would they like? People love prompt return calls. People love getting their quote or their tender or whatever you do to, the pricing. People love to get their work booked in quicker. People love being over communicated, send a, confirmation email that you've booked it in and what time you'll be there on the day. Let them know we're going to come, we'll be there in an hour, see you soon. Or send the invoices out fast. People hate it when the invoices come too late, because then you might have a budget for it now, but in 3 weeks' time you may not have a budget for it, right? Yeah. So it's just all those little things, the small things, the small steps, the back to basics. Getting those right, getting your staff to be more proactive and more customer focused, I think.
Yes.
Presentation.
Absolutely. Yes.
You know, are your staff looking the goods? You know, are they presenting well? What are how are they treating the customers? You know, are they, you know, I think it's all those little things that give it a wow, that give your business a better chance.
Yes.
Everybody's got good competition, right?
Yes.
There's a lot of people doing it well.
Yes.
So a lot of people not doing it well, but you want to be one of those that has that opportunity.
Extra well.
That extra well, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if it is tough times, some people are going to end up closing their businesses. Let's face it. So if you don't want it to be you, if you do all these things that we've been saying, analyze your business, look at your figures, and I think customer service is a huge one.
Yeah.
And during those times, the difficult times, look at your business and look at all the elements and see where you can improve.
Yeah. And just remember that as a business owner, we have to make tough decisions in moments like these.
Yes.
And so, or any moments where something's not happening in your business, and it may not always be easy to do, but we are required to step up occasionally and do that. And sometimes letting staff go, if that's what it needs to happen, you know, or letting clients go that aren't working for you. I think just having those conversations, do it. It's like ripping off a Band-Aid, isn't it? Just do it fast. Just do it. Your business and you need to survive.
Yeah.
And you got to get through the best way that you can. But taking actions and small steps is just the way to do it, isn't it?
The thing is, and don't take them too quickly. Don't just suddenly go, oh, it's all too hard.
Be overreactive, you think?
Yes. Yeah.
I was a bit overreactive.
What did you do recently?
I bought.
She bought a BYD because it
was hybrid. And I thought, God damn it, if we've got no fuel to drive around and we got to drive around, at least we can have an EV car that we can, or at least, I don't know, you get 1,000 Ks per tank or whatever.
What's wrong with that, you know?
I know, but I was quite reactive and it took about a month to get the car, and now we don't even have a problem with fuel at the moment.
No, but you know where to park it. You've got too many cars. Never mind.
Yeah, but anyway, that's what I did. But they were pretty reasonably, they had a special on, and I think that just kind of got my brain thinking. But I have to say though, with these tough times, I mean, we've got some opportunities that, like I find myself doing more study, more reading. Yeah. I kind of educate myself more.
Spend some time with the kids. Not that would be you particularly.
My adult kids. I don't know if they want to see me that often, but spending time doing the things that fulfills me, but also will improve me for the future as well. Yeah. And I tend to go into that with those. Well, I did do another reactive purchase, by the way.
I've got no idea.
You got no idea.
What did you buy?
Look, you know my background. I'm South African originally, right? Yes. And back in South Africa, when we lived there many, many years ago now, in the 80s, petrol theft was a huge thing. And because petrol prices were so damn expensive, right? So it was not cheap to run a car in those days. And probably still isn't, to be honest. But so people used to steal fuel a lot. Okay, yeah. And I just remember back in those days, you could put like a coil into where you pour the petrol in. And basically, if they get to stick a hose in, it can't go any further, so you don't actually get to the fuel. And so I looked on Amazon, and what do you know? Amazon sells them. And they were like $5 each or something. Anyway, I bought 4 and we've installed them in our cars. So I just thought if things get really bad, you know, and there's people will steal, right? And we will see a lot more of that. And I just thought, well, that's just my brain overreacting and overthinking things through. But anyway, we'll see. We'll see if that was a worthwhile purchase or not.
Do you find that in difficult times you want to buy yourself? This is probably more a female thing than a male thing. Do you find you want to buy yourself something like comfort, something to make you feel better? I don't think I do, but I'm sure a lot of people
You're saying
do.
I bought the car.
Well, no.
Maybe. No. I don't know. Yeah, maybe, but I think that's a way of soothing ourselves, right? So some people might drink more, some people might eat more.
That's true.
Some people might buy more. I think it's a way of self-soothing. And I think the other thing that we got to watch out for when we want to numb ourselves out of not wanting to think about all the things that aren't working out for us, doom scrolling is just the new pastime for everybody. I don't know if you've noticed, but it just seems that, and there's a lot of bad things to watch and then you get hooked into that. But I feel like just realizing how much you are doing and stop yourself. And that's what I've done. I've moved all my apps to the back of the phone. I get no notifications now. I've really got to go hunting for them and looking for them because they're not even in a folder. And so that way I could just sort of, I don't know, you just got to watch. You just got to watch yourself and look after yourself.
I think you need to watch negative people as well. Just some people are more negative than others. So try to be around positive people if you can.
I like that. I like that a lot. I think that is, and we could be one of those positive people that people would like to resonate with as well.
See, people like me. Again, I think I am a positive person. I very rarely get upset about things, but
no, you are.
Sometimes I do, though.
You've got a sunny disposition, as they would say.
Is that what it is?
You are. You are naturally quite a happy person. What about when you what do you tell clients who feel embarrassed about struggling?
Don't be embarrassed.
Yeah,
shouldn't be embarrassed at all about it. Should be open about it. Talk to others. Don't keep it inside.
Yeah.
Talking about things helps, I think, whatever it is.
I'm a talker.
I know.
I like to talk it out. But some people aren't. I've got a brother who's keeps it all in.
Well, I've got a husband who does the same thing.
Yeah. I think they're the same profile, disc profile
disc
again.
Profile, yes, back to disc profile.
DC. And also I think the thing I thought I'd just mention, the moment you realize that tough times doesn't always mean that I'm failing.
Correct. Doesn't. Might not be you.
May not be you. And that just because you're feeling like times are tough, but it doesn't actually mean that you're failing. You may not be doing as well as you used to, but you may still be doing really, really well.
Yep.
And I think it's just keeping everything a little more in perspective, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It is. I think we need to say, in a difficult climate, the businesses that survive aren't the strongest. They're the ones that stay closest to their numbers and take action. I think we forgot about the take action.
The action and stay close to your numbers. If you don't know what your numbers are, get out there and ask and get help with that. Yeah. And I love that. Actions can be just little, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They can be getting those quotes out 24 hours, within 24 hours of the visit or when you have the call with someone. It's making sure that you check your outstanding monies every week. It means quotes follow up, follow up on any things that are out there. Just little things, right? I don't know that. I think I feel like we've covered this subject really well.
I think
Kay.
So too. I think we've been through it.
I just feel like, it doesn't have to be too hard. If it is feeling hard, I think what you said earlier, reach out, talk about it, find people that you resonate with that are maybe can give you some good feedback or you can help you with steady the more positive side of stuff. And I think nothing lasts forever is my key takeout today.
And right now, a lot of business owners aren't failing. They're just under pressure.
I like that. Is that your key takeout?
That's my key takeout. That's my final
That's great.
comment.
Well, you've been listening to Kay and Crystal on Small Business Sorted podcast.
Yep.
And this one was just running a business in a difficult climate.
Yes.
Thanks, Kay. I enjoyed that.
I did too.
Thank you.